The reality of the world we live in now is that historically it was built by men for men. Women have always been playing the catch-up game since then. Whilst we all get on with our everyday lives within this matrix, I think that we owe it to ourselves and to our less fortunate sisters across the world to give ourselves the best possible shot at life. To do that, we need to arm ourselves with two capabilities so we can truly be independent, amazing women who can fully handle our own lives and guard our independence to make our own choices and decisions. If you're in a relationship, it's because you choose to be, not because you don't want to be alone or because you're afraid of what life would look like without your other half. It means whether you're working a career or you're at home bringing up children, it's all awesome. So long as it was your decision based on who you are, what you want out of life, and what's important to you. It means it shouldn't matter who your dad or your brother or your husband is. You define yourself. After everything that I've gone through, I guess if I had a younger sister and I wanted her to have the best possible shot at life, I think this is the two things that she'll need to be armed with. 1. Emotional capability, and 2. Financial independence. To be capably in charge of our own lives and make our own decisions, we first have to understand, accept, and love ourselves. It is as simple as paying attention to our emotions, learning what makes us happy and satisfied, and what doesn't. Observing how we react in different situations and environments, noting the settings under which we thrive and where we do not, determining what our strengths and weaknesses are, and building confidence in ourselves as a unique individual. Acknowledging when you're feeling distressed and loving yourself enough to be kind to yourself and take action to care for your mental health, whether it's drinking a cup of tea or petting your dog. If you're having difficulty, consciousness practices like meditation, journaling, and quiet reflection can really help. That's what I find. Once we're armed with self-understanding and self-love, we then need to learn to make our own choices and actually own those decisions. It's not just choosing which beverage you like at Starbucks. When it comes to making important decisions that can potentially shape the course of your life, how do we decide this rationally? Do you have a good decision-making matrix? This is generally mine when I'm faced with a decision. Step 1. I'll do my research and gather all the information I'll need that I can obtain. Step 2. I'll consider the risk and the rewards involved. Step 3. Consider the objective odds of success. Step 4. Consider whether my decision is aligned with my values and integrity. That sounds a little iffy to some perhaps, but especially as I've grown older, it's become so much more important. As you get more comfortable in your own skin, you also really just want to stand by what you truly believe in and generally only do things that you'll not be ashamed of. And step 5, at the last point, I'll factor in what my heart wants if it is not in alignment. What really helps in this process is understanding and accepting what is within our control and what isn't. So we can focus on what's actually within our power that we can change. No point obsessing about what's not, right? That's just a waste of time and emotion. We can all ask for advice, especially from people we trust. But ultimately, we must be the person who decides, and we must own our choice. The last key component to being a truly independent lady is learning to enjoy your own company, to be comfortable by yourself. One of the most liberating moments of my life was when I got past the fear of all those "you mean you're alone" looks and started really enjoying myself solo. Stuff like dining alone, working out outdoors, or traveling solo, even if it's just a day trip. I love doing stuff by myself. It becomes a time for quiet contemplation and mental relaxation. Plus, people watching, it's always quite fun. Bring a book or a journal along for assistance if you have to. It's also a really great self-confidence building exercise. The second ability you need to arm yourself with is, of course, financial independence. This underpins every single thing in life, like it or not. Life and our choices all revolve around the question, can I afford that? If you feel trapped in an unhappy marriage, can you afford to walk away? If you find that you don't like your job, can you afford to quit and figure something else out? If traveling and seeing the world is what you live for, can you afford to do that? Back when I was struggling with my career, but I felt I couldn't quit because I didn't know what else to do, I remember how deeply envious I was when a girlfriend confided in me that her parents, for the last many years past, had bought her as each year's birthday gift Singapore blue chip stocks. So if ever she was a little short financially, she had those to fall back on anytime. I remember being so thunderstruck at that moment. I mean, aside from actually having those stocks, my friend also obviously clued in early on about the power of investments and financial knowledge to change her life. It took me years to figure out and fix my own financial game plan. And really, for women, it's all the more important these days because, on average, we're outliving the guys, right? So we kind of need to plan for a longer retirement for ourselves. Also, we tend to end up being financially less secure on average as well, since a lot of us have less earning power, and also end up taking more time off work due to caretaking responsibilities. If you're just starting out now from point zero, I want to share with you 5 absolute essential basic steps you can get a move on right away. But before that, a quick word about today's video sponsor, Moomoo Singapore. The stock market is historically one of the most popular ways to be invested. I myself hold a select number of blue chip US stocks and ETFs, and for over 9 months now, I've been using the Moomoo Singapore platform. The mobile app is intuitive, fast, easy to use. I get free real-time data and even level 2 quotes, plus the super competitive commission costs, including trading US stocks with zero commission, saves me so much money. In celebration of the International Women's Day, new users of Moomoo Singapore get a kickstart with their investment starter kit worth up to 208 Sing dollars. When you sign up and deposit 100 Sing dollars into the Moomoo Universal account, Moomoo throws in 2 Sing dollars cashback every day for the first 10 days. That's a gift of 20 Sing dollars absolutely free on a deposit of 100 Sing dollars or more. Deposit 2,000 Sing dollars and perform 2 buy trades, and you'll receive 1 free Coca-Cola share worth around 80 Sing dollars, just like that. If you deposit 10,000 Sing dollars and perform 7 buy trades, they'll give you a 108 Sing dollar cash coupon, no questions asked. I strongly believe that in today's day and age, to be financially capable necessarily means one must be investing and putting the money to work for them in one way or another. And if you're just starting out, you need all the help you can get. So why not take advantage of this offer? If you're interested, just click on the link in the description below. Now back to the video. Ditching the generalities, here is a specific step-by-step action plan you can take action with to start your financial capability journey. Step 1. Track your spending. The first step is to figure out how much you spend each month on rent, credit card payments, food, transportation, entertainment, socializing. Tracking includes both minor and major expenses. Keep track of your spending for at least 2 months to get a clear idea of your output and habits. You can use digital apps to make things easier. Step 2. Create a friendly budget. Once you understand your spending patterns, match that against your income and create a realistic budget. One that you can stick to without too much pain because, crash diets always fail. We all know that. So allocate a certain amount of money to spend in each area of your life. Say, $800 for food, $250 for shopping and miscellaneous and so on, with the end goal being you making some savings every month. Step 3. With those savings, build your emergency fund. The first savings you start setting aside goes into creating your emergency fund, which is basically 2 to 6 months of living costs. This will be your buffer in case anything happens, second pandemic, divorce, whatever, and income is cut off. You'll at least have that buffer zone of time to figure things out. Step 4. After you've built that, start clearing your debts. Focus on the debts with the highest interest rates, so those credit cards, student loans, car loans that are 9%, 15%, 27% or more should be tackled as soon as you got your emergency fund filled. The exception to this is your mortgage, your home loan. This is a long-term engagement for most of us. Make sure your mortgage has the lowest possible interest rate and set a reminder for when you need to start looking at refinancing options so you always keep on top of things. Step 5. Once you've cleared your debt, then it's time to start investing the spare pennies. Investing is nothing like what they show in the movies. The basics of investing are actually quite simple. To truly accumulate wealth, you need time and you need the power of compound interest. Simply put, compound interest is interest on interest. Doesn't sound like much, but in the long run, interest on interest is a big, huge deal. This is a time chart of the net worth of Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors in the world and currently the 5th wealthiest. This chart shows how 99% of his wealth was really earned after his 50th birthday through the power of compounding. From historical data, we know that we're talking a long period of time, like say 40, 50, 60 years, but over that period, the market tends to return about 7 to 8% per year. So assuming an 8% rate of return, if you invest $250 per month from age 20 to 65, with the power of compounding, this is how things will look like with time. Pretty cool, huh? So this is how it works, and investing is definitely a long-term gain. So if you see like any ads before this video talking about how you can get rich quick by whatever scheme, or if you see comments below from people pretending to be me saying, oh, there's this way using crypto to get rich quick, just WhatsApp me at this number, that is all a scam. It's not gonna work. There's no such thing, so don't even waste your time and money trying. So to actually start investing your first $250, this is usually where a lot of people get stuck in the weeds. There's many different ways to invest. It's not just the stock market. There's also bonds, there's also tangible assets like real estate, etc. But these days, one of the simplest ways to get started is to simply open an account with a brokerage and invest that $250 in a low-cost, diversified index fund that tracks the stock market. If we're talking specific examples, I personally own the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, which I like because it's super low cost. An index fund is basically a big basket of stocks. So instead of buying an individual stock like Tesla or Facebook and tying your money to the fate of that one particular company, buying index funds allows you to diversify and thus spread your risk across a whole bunch of different stocks in one shot. Basically the whole don't put all your eggs in one basket idea. Now that you've invested your hard-earned money into the market, the hard part comes. We wait. The idea behind long-term investing and allowing your money to compound is that you shouldn't constantly obsess over whether the stock price is up or down. It's called not timing the market. Essentially, not trying to sell a stock when the price is high and buy back in when the price drops. That's because growth is never a straight line. It goes up, it goes down, and then it goes up again. It's all part of the game. Some years the market's up 30%, some years it's down 6%. This year is definitely down. But you have to remember it was way up for the last 10 plus years, and over many decades we know that overall on average the market has gained 7 to 8% per year. So instead of timing the market, we rely on time in the market, buying and holding for the longer term. Now that you've officially entered the game, what really helps clarify your motivations and set a game plan is to think about your financial end goals and your timeline for getting there, because that will help answer questions like, how much do I need to invest each month so I can retire at age 50 with the amount of $1 million? We just do the math backwards from all those signposts. I find that especially for women, what really helps is also getting yourself into a supportive community of fellow investors, ideally fellow women investors with similar priorities, risk appetites. I'm fortunate enough to have a group of friends who make up my community. You can share knowledge and resources, ask questions, learn from each other, get encouragement, motivation, ideas. Once you get familiar with that basic first step, keep on learning through books, online resources, etc., because that will really help you build knowledge and confidence. And also, don't forget your financial situation and goals may change over time. So from time to time, it's always good to just review and adjust your plan as needed and keep on top of things. If for whatever reasons, babies, jobs, things get crazy, and you really want to outsource your investing to a third-party professional, that's also okay. A financial advisor can help you do a lot of things, offer investment advice, guide your tax planning, retirement planning, and a lot of other stuff. But importantly, when it comes to choosing an advisor, try to get one that operates on a fixed fee basis, as opposed to, say, a percentage of assets under management. That's because even if you're just paying a 1% fee, which sounds pretty low at face value, you do that over the course of your lifetime, you actually end up paying over 28% of your returns right into your advisor's pocket. So yeah, save yourself some money. Get a fixed fee financial advisor if you must. These days, you can even consider using robo-advisors to do the job too, alternatively. So it wasn't until my mid-30s that I can actually say I achieved some level of emotional capability and also finally took charge of my own finances. But it really changed the entire course of my life. If you're just starting out in your 20s now, I really hope that with this video, you can get a much earlier head start on the emotional and financial capabilities you need to arm yourself with to give yourself the best shot in your life path. You are the only one who can truly change your life. Let's start with the acknowledgement that you are responsible for your own choices and that you are in control. Make the best of it. Thank you for watching this video. As always, have a wonderful week ahead. I'm so sorry this one was a little bit serious, but yeah, I hope you liked it. And let's chat again next Saturday.